Hello there. Can you believe it? It's day 7 of the 7-day challenge where I am giving you some valuable information that will help you start the process of making your 2019 the best year your marriage has ever had. Yes, and it's possible. Okay, so by now you realize that it's technically more than 7 days. So after I began recording the videos, I recognized that, hey, it's a lot of information and a lot to process. And I wanted to really take into consideration your busy lifestyles, and if you're a mom and you're a sports mom, or the demanding of your career, or just your household responsibilities as a wife, that every day may be a little challenging. So I put an extra day in between to give you time to actually process the information and begin to implement. So we're really on day 14. However, it's the 7 challenge, right? So we're still gonna go with the 7-day challenge because that's what it is. So again, I'm your girl, Coach Shaquan, certified relationship coach, transformational speaker, and energy leadership expert, and all of that. What does that mean? Well, Coach, you've already told us that. So tell us what day 7 is about. Okay, so let's just recap. Day 1 was all about the energy, and I broke down communication and connection. Day 2, we talked about compassion. Day 3, we talked about support. Day 4 was about boundaries. Day 5 was loyalty. Day 6 was trust. And now we have reached the 7th one, which is the heavy hitter, forgiveness. Yes, forgiveness. So I'm sure that you've heard before that you got to forgive people. And, as a Christian, the Bible and God calls for us to forgive each other. Let's just be clear. It is tough to forgive someone who has wronged you, who has done you bad, who has hurt your feelings, and especially when they are our husbands, right? How can your husband deceive you? How can he hurt you? So it's very hard to forgive when you're in that space. And I know from experience, because I had a difficult time forgiving my husband, and I don't even know that he knew that I was unforgiving. I found myself in a place of feeling very resentful and angry about some of the things that had happened, and not anything that he did intentionally. It was more of what I felt. And so forgiving him made me feel like he was winning, right? And I was losing. And from an energy perspective, that's catabolic, right? So it's draining, it's destructive, and it's fear-based. I'm afraid that if I forgive him, he'll hurt me again, right? And so having that type of mindset, I'm like, I'm not going to forgive him. And what I am going to do is to repeat over and over and make him remember the things that he did wrong, or how he hurt me, or what he didn't do right. Like, that was my method of operating until I went through again that process. And I'm like, wait, hold up a minute. What exactly is forgiveness, and how can it really free me? And so what I want to give you are 3 things to remember when it comes to forgiveness. The first one is forgiveness is for you, right? You've heard that before. People have said it before. What exactly does that mean? Well, it is giving up the hope that you can change the past. Okay, let me say that again. Forgiveness is giving up the hope that you can change the past. Because if it's happened in the past, there's nothing that you can do physically, right? Mentally, spiritually, like there's nothing you can do to erase that or to go back and change what happened. What we must do is to sit in a place of acceptance and really understand that forgiveness is about releasing yourself of that feelings of hurt and embarrassment and shame and those places of pain that are keeping you down, that are not allowing you to really move forward. When you forgive, you are allowing that space for you to learn from the lesson, to heal from what happened, and to really build back up that trust that is going to be required for you to have the marriage that you truly desire. It's tough, right? Not impossible. It's not impossible. Really think about it. What would forgiveness do for me? And letting go of those thoughts that run through my head that bring up the distrust and the ability to not feel that you have a loyal partner. So it's a whole thing that goes into this thing about really understanding that forgiveness is for you. Okay. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is to allow room for error. Right? Another part of, that was a dog and I'm not re-recording. Okay. So another part of forgiveness is allowing room for error. Like, it's very important to keep in mind that we do things that may not, we want to intentionally hurt our spouse, or he may not have intentionally wanted to hurt you. He's going through his own things through too. He's going through his own growth process. He's going through his own revelations about self, really stepping into that place of what it means to be a husband, getting rid of some of his old BS, right? That is keeping him down. So allowing room for error. What I tell my wives all the time is that if you want him to perform, then you must give him space to operate. And so allowing room for error, because some lessons can't be taught, they must be learned, right? So forgiveness, right? Forgiving him when he makes an error, when he does something that isn't right, and truly believing him when he apologizes, and helping him to support him and pray for him, and really creating those goals to make sure that you all are on the right path to move forward, right? To heal from where you are and then help to move forward. Okay. And then the next piece is stop searching for reasons why. Okay. This is another tough one. This is our third one. Stop searching for reasons why. Now, I have not experienced infidelity in my marriage. And I think I said that before. And if I didn't, I have not experienced that in our marriage. This has not been something that we have had to go through. So really being respectful to those who have, if you've experienced, or you know someone who else has experienced, and you see them in that place of hurt, and they're asking why did you do this, why. Well, sometimes, right, coming to the place of why and really understanding why, when you're not going to believe it anyway, because you've already had in your mind the reason why. So you want to make sure that you're not beating yourself up and blaming yourself for what his error was, or what his mistake was, or how he hurt you, but more so having faith and trust that this was an experience. This is something that we went through. And if you make the choice to forgive, or if you make the choice to stay and to work on your marriage, then you must stop looking for the reason why. Because the truth is that it may never be good enough for you, because your catabolic thoughts are going to keep telling you that that's a lie. And so how do you have trust? How do you rebuild loyalty? How do you get compassion? How do you communicate in a way that's anabolic and effective, that allows you all again to come to that place of peace and understanding, so that you can move forward? Right? Forgiveness is such a big piece, and it's not something that we can get through just in this one challenge. So I want to leave you with this, right? The challenge for this piece, for the forgiveness, is simply make a list of all the things that you need to forgive yourself for. Okay? Make a list of all of the things that you need to forgive yourself for. Because the truth is, right, this is check your BS all day long. Before you can forgive him, you must forgive you. There's something in you that could be beating yourself up. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have said this. I knew I shouldn't have, trusted him on this. And so that shoulda is very catabolic in terms of your thinking and your words. And so the more you beat yourself up for not following your intuition, for trusting him again and him betraying your trust, for believing something that wasn't true, or just whatever it is, forgiveness begins with you. So making that list, and go back as far as you can remember, right? It could be from past relationships. It could be from something that happened in childhood. Just make a list of everything that you need to forgive yourself for. Once you begin to go through that process and letting go, right? Giving up the hope that you can change the past, then you will make room for more understanding, right? Allowing room for error, and really getting to the point that forgiveness is for you. Okay? That's what it is. That's day 7, the challenge. So I am so excited. And so, okay, here we are, Coach. Now what's next? What's next? Well, I'll tell you what. You've been through this challenge, and hopefully you have really, really taken advantage of these tips and these tools and these mindset strategies that I'm giving you. These are not things that you may have heard before. And what I like to say is these are really 7 things that premarital counseling didn't tell you. Right? I don't remember them talking about these things in my premarital counseling. I'm not sure about you. And so let's connect. Very seriously, I want to have a conversation with you. If you're finding any of these areas that you're challenged in, or if there's any other areas that I have not covered and you feel like I need some support, let's have a conversation about it. I would love to see what happened through this challenge, what came up for you, and how I can support you in being the best wife, the best woman, the best mother, the best friend, whatever role it is that you want to play and you want to be successful in it. Let's have a conversation. So there's also a link in here for you to go to my calendar and let's schedule some time. Whether you're looking for a sounding board, which is a listening ear, or a solution, which is a quick coaching, I want to offer that to you for taking this challenge. Okay? Please, 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 let's make sure we stay connected. Make sure you're following me on social media everywhere at Coach Shaquan. And if you have not done so, if you're not a member of Tribe Best, where we build, encourage, and empower self-awareness and truth, it's a learning community for wives. I want you to go to Facebook and look for Tribe Best. And there'll be a link in here as well to do that. And join us, right? For wives only. Thank you so much for taking this challenge. And I am so excited to take this journey with you and support you again in making 2019 the best year your marriage has ever had. I'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye. Peace.